Welcome to Soundcheck with Pastor Isaac. This is episode number 179. And again, as we promised last week, I have my son Josh here.
I'm back.
He's back again today. And so let somebody know that Soundcheck is on so that they can also let their family and friends know. You can watch it live or you can share it with somebody else. So do that for us. We'd love to have that. Josh.
I appreciate you bringing me back on. I wanted to do something a little different this time. Just so I want everybody who's watching this, I'm going to say something later on in the video, and I'm going to say it, and I want you to comment it so I make sure y'all are watching it all the way through, okay? So when I do, I'm going to say something, and I want you to write it out so you know. I know you got it. I know you've been paying attention.
Okay. You know what? I might use that every week. Well, I might have a little box at the bottom where Josh comes in, hey, everybody, I'm back, and this is what I want you to do, and then come back like a commercial. Yeah, I like that. Well, today, everybody, we're going to be talking about Joshua as a young man. He's half my age. What was that thing that you were saying? Doppleganger or something? What was that?
A doppelganger. Yeah, so it was funny enough that you say that, because I was going to say, I'm half your age, but I get that you're my brother all the time. So I was like, at least I know. I was like, okay, I'm going to still look good by the time I'm 60. I get it constantly. Like, is this your brother? I'm like, it's my dad. So, like, I know you. How do you feel about it?
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all. I don't know if I should be happy and proud, or if he should be.
Am I stressed out?
Yeah, because he look old like me.
It's wearing me down. Like, I said, "Oh, you do look good." So I said, if you didn't look good, I'd be more offended. So yeah. I can't complain.
Well, I got to reflect back on my wife Tanya. I thank God for her. And as she was in the hospital, Josh often would come by. So did my son Matt. He came by a lot, and so did Tim. He was able to come. Aaron was doing training, so he couldn't get up there. But when Joshua would come up there, that was my opportunity to go wash clothes and, do what I had to do. And sometimes tell them what the nurses would do.
They would just start talking to me. They start telling, hey, yeah, she looks good today. We gave her this medication, this and that. And yeah, the doctor will be in later to talk to you. And I'd just be looking at them and go, okay, I'll tell my dad. And then they would look at me crazy like, huh? And they're like, oh, I thought you were Mr. Isaac. I was like, nah, that's my dad. They're like, y'all look just alike. I'm like, great.
Oh, so let me take my glasses off. Maybe they'll see it. I don't know.
I mean, I do see it. And so I was like, I don't, like I said, if you look terrible, I'd be like, oh, man, I got to do something. But you look good. You look good.
Well, thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. So
yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and talk about what we wanted to talk about today was him being a husband, being a dad. His reflections are going to probably be different from what my reflections are because, of course, Tanya and I had the 4 children. He has 1 daughter. He has 1 wife. So I'm going to let him talk about what he wants to talk about in that aspect.
You said as far as just being
yeah, a man of God that's in a young relationship. How long have you been married?
To be 9 years.
Coming up
next
short?
month. Yeah, 9 years next month. It's crazy because it's just like, man, you blink. It doesn't feel that long. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no, it's only been 9 years. 2016. Like it's crazy just to think about all the stuff that's changed since then.
Right.
How I've changed just as a person. You know what I mean? And one of the things. It's funny that you brought this topic up because I was like reflecting on it not too long ago where it was like, y'all are really transformed. Yar's my daughter. Sorry.
Okay.
Y'all are really transformed, I guess, my whole mentality. And those who know me know I didn't not want kids, but I wasn't like super like, oh, I want a bunch of children. Mm-hmm. And so when we finally did have her, it was just like something just switched. I don't know. It was just like, when people talk about the miracle of life, I remember just being like, man, like just that unconditional love. That's just like, wow, I understand, like I guess how God feels about us. You know what I mean? Just like
I like that comparison.
Where it's like this child has done nothing for me. Whereas there's no conditions. There's no like, oh well, what does she bring? She just exists, and I just instantly was like, I will do everything for this child. So it's like it really like impacted my relationship with God. Like, wow, that's how God sees us. Where it's like. A lot of times I always struggle with being like I'm not worthy of it, or we're all sinners, and it's like we're always falling short, of the glory of God. But it's like when we say we are His children, we're literally His kids. That feeling you get when you look at your own flesh and blood and be like, I'll do anything, but God's the same way. And like don't get me wrong, when she messes up, I fuss at her, you do whatever, but it's like. It still comes from a place of love. So I think that's the first thing where it's just like just that transformation of my mind being like, wow. It put things in perspective for me for God. So I think that's the biggest thing. But it's like a lot of it, like I said, you've been a great role model. So like I said, not to I already said you look good. Now I say you're a good role model. So I'm just, this is the episode. I just boost my dad up today apparently. But no, you've been an excellent role model. I try to follow your example a lot, and like I said, you kind of laid out the blueprint. So it's been easier than I thought, because I think the biggest thing for me, I was kind of scared, where it's like, there's no manual for this. I've never had a kid before. I don't know what to do. But it's like when those challenges come up, I can go back and think, okay, when I was doing this as a kid, Dad did this for me, or when this was going on, Dad did this. So a lot of times,
just Mom was right there too.
Absolutely, just y'all set a great example. That's the biggest thing for me. I always ask you this every now and then, where it's like, you seeing us be like babies and growing up, it never ceases to amaze you. Like, we're watching like Yara's, like, she's already 6 now. I'm like, what in the world? Like, I'm 35. Like, I can't believe I'm 35. So it's like, how is it for you seeing like all your boys are like grown men, and it's just kind of, I guess, jumping through those different, I guess, relationships now, because the same relationship, but it's like it transforms. Like, how do you like deal with that?
Oh, I'm still amazed to see that you all still know who God is. That's the most important thing to me. Not that you would grow up, because that's going to happen inevitably if the Lord doesn't take you all home with Him.
Right.
You're going to grow up.
Yeah.
But what did you put in them so that when they grow up, there's some substance there? There's something that we can not just be proud of, but the community can benefit from. One thing that Apostle Foreman always talks about, that's his grandfather. Mm-hmm. He always talks about, you don't really know how you trained your children until you see your grandchildren.
Right.
And then you see how they're also responsible in their little community. Like, she's responsible at school. She's doing really well in class, and the teacher loves her and says great things about her. And the kids are also coming around her, and I believe it's the Christ that's in her, or that you all have put those things in her as well. And so that's what I see. And you mentioned something earlier about we don't deserve it. We don't. God's grace is what made us saved, and His love for us is unconditional.
Absolutely.
There are some things that He would discipline us with, and He tells us that we have to have that discipline, because those that aren't disciplined, they're basically a bastard or fatherless.
Right.
And that word's in the Bible. So if you say Pastor Isaac is cussing,
that's not the word. By the way, don't put that in the comments.
Yeah, but don't, that's not the secret word.
That's not the
today.
secret word.
But yeah, God's grace is on us so that we can have the opportunity to even say, Lord, I'm sorry, because there's going to be a lot of people that never accept Him. And then when it's time, when He comes back to get His people, they're going to be saying, Lord, I did this in your name. But He was saying, I never had a relationship with you. I never knew you.
Right. To pick, thank you for giving me the moment, because I was like, that is one of the biggest things I think people don't understand about God. It's not necessarily about, like I said, being worthy, being very good, being like, yes, of course we want to be good people. Of course we want to be kind to other people, things like that. That is important. That is something we should be aspiring to. But it's the relationship aspect that I think a lot of times people don't understand. Like the example I always give is, say, Aaron mattered to my brothers. Say for some reason they mess up, they go to prison, they get locked up for 20 years or whatever. When they get out and they come to my front door, they knock on the door. I don't care that they messed up. I don't care that they were a criminal.
They're still
still my brother. Right. They're my family. So I'm going to let them in.
Away.
Yeah, they're family. They're still going to come in. Versus some random person rings to the doorbell. They start just letting themselves in. Who are you?
Right.
And they, sorry, I'm a good person. I give money. I donate my time to the poor. I do all this and that. I'm like, that's great. I have no idea who you are. You're not just coming in my house.
Right.
That's something that's very important for. We have to have that relationship with God. And so I think a lot more people need to understand, yes, be a good person. Try to follow after Jesus, do that things, but also you got to stay in your word, stay praying, stay fasting, so you have that relationship with God.
I'm glad you said that, because that is so important. Like we're encouraged that Yara's growing up a beautiful young lady. And who's your wife? We never even talked about her.
My lovely wife, Alicia Edgerton.
We better throw that in there, because man, when this camera cut off, you could be in trouble. You didn't say my name one time. Yeah, but they are doing a great job raising her. But the trajectory is not just to graduate and get a degree and get a good job, but the trajectory is so that she can also have a family, and they also continually know who God is. Right. It's like a generational thing. At our church, I'm thankful we've had apostle, former Papa, as you all call him, and then you've had your mother, you've had me as your parents, and then you all have come along, and now Yara has come along. So those are like 4 generations right there. And so you have to continually see that it's not dispersing and evaporating, but the kingdom is continuing to advance and grow.
Absolutely. And one thing I've noted a lot, it seems like the devil's been busy attacking families lately.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in the air right now, but it's just, there's been a lot of division, a lot of sowing. I recognize that. I've been talking to I have a lot of friends that we try to encourage each other, keep each other up. We've been talking like, man, he's been busy trying to break these families apart because the devil knows the family, that's the core. That's what is the core of the church. That's what we need to sit there and stay together so that we can continue. Like I said, the church ain't the building. The church is the people.
Say that again.
And if we're not, the church is not the building, it's the people. So if it's like, if the family's falling apart, then the church is going to fall apart. So it's like we got to stay vigilant and make sure we're sitting there putting that time in with our wives, with our children, make sure, or husbands if you're a woman, just make sure we're locked in and focusing on God at the end of the day.
I like how you said locked in. You know, we can't be complacent about this whole thing. We can't just, I'll get to it next week. No, there might not be a next week for somebody that you actually needed to connect with this week.
Right.
And so we have to take this walk seriously. It is something that I try to do daily. I try to do a daily prayer. I try to read the word daily. I try to encourage my people to do the same thing. I'm encouraging you to do the same thing.
Absolutely. So for the people, for the secret code is going to be today, Rapture Drill. So if you say Rapture Drill, I want y'all to go, hallelujah. I want you to put Rapture Drill, hallelujah in the comments. So I know you made it this far, made it sure you were paying attention. You won't just have it playing in the backgroround. So if you didn't get up, say hallelujah, at least put it in the comments so we know you were paying attention. All right, that was
now, we got to give a disclosure for this. This didn't come from me or Joshua. No. This came from Pastor Gary, our pastor at the church. And would you explain Rapture Drill to those people that don't know what it is?
Like I said, well, it's not a lot of time, but basically it was a way for when he was the youth pastor, Gary. He would like to keep us focused, and it was a good way to just make sure you were paying attention, because a Rapture Drill, hallelujah, it can come at any time. It doesn't matter what was going through the sermon. He could be talking about anything. If he said not just rapture, it had to be Rapture Drill. And then if you did it, you say hallelujah. So we all be ready, because you don't want to be sitting there, you sleep in church. The Lord does come, and then all of a sudden you waking up, there's a bunch of empty seats everywhere.
Right. So I had to get that disclosure to him. Pastor Gary, thank you also for this offer. He gave this shirt to me, y'all. Thank God. Hallelujah. Thank you for that, Pastor. Yeah, so Josh, thank you for coming in again. Do you have time to come back again one more time?
Anytime.
At this, well, how about next week?
We'll see next week.
All right. Hey, look, do you have any last comments about being a dad, father figure?
I never thought I was gonna be one of those people that just like doted on their kids. Like, it really shaped who I am, but it really has. It's really helped shape and form like who I am as a person now. And I'm grateful God gave me this child to watch over and to take care of. And I appreciate you giving me the blueprint once again.
All right, thank you, Josh, for coming on. We appreciate you. God bless you. We'll see you again next week.
Have a good one.